What up, everybody? Lonnie here, ChartsNlabs. How's everybody doing? If you caught the Zoom call with Nelson and you're tuning in this morning, great job last night, guys. That was really cool. TXC community really came on board and showed that we support the project, and TXC itself has really rallied quite a bit. This is TradingView, which uses Bitmart's Bitmart's market. These are 15-minute candles. This is my indicator that I use. This is when we started the call way down here, and the little buildup going into it was cool, and then we really continued and blew the head off that thing, and it launched. This yellow line is a volume weighted moving average. Being well above that is great. And these clouds represent momentum. So above the momentum, still going strong with that. We're going to look at WeBot because that's where everybody came to party. We were talking about setting up grid bots, setting up that automated trading so that the community doesn't have to constantly trade everything over and over and over. You don't have to be at your computer making trades constantly or worrying about the price flow, and let the bot itself do some of the work for you. And again, call started somewhere down in here, and we could see that the bots made some buys, ran up really big, and now it's finding some support. This big red candle wasn't really anybody selling specifically. What this probably was the fact that Pi and X was 74 cents and all the other ones were in the 60s or 50s even, maybe still, because there wasn't the same volume. And so the market makers would go through and arbitrage. So they would buy TXC on one of the exchanges that it was cheaper on, transfer them over to Pi and X or WeBot, and then sell them at the higher price. This happens through all exchanges. It's common. It's what the market makers are there for, to make sure that prices are balanced through all the exchanges so that nobody has one singular huge discrepancy, huge price run up. So pretty cool. On my Robinhood that I've been trading for the last month plus or so, this is where I've built up all my profits to take and use and buy TXC. Really cool here. I've done pretty well. I've had 2 losing days now. Yesterday technically was a losing day. You can see here I started. What was this? The 21st was Friday. Finished about 15.28, and then I went down. I did rally towards the end, and then today we ended up closing. Oh wait, no, was that yesterday? What is today? 27th. Oh, I'm way off on my days. Holy cow. That was Wednesday. That was my other red day. And then yesterday was technically a red day. Sorry about that. That was my other red day. Like actually a loss. But we rallied back today. I'm back, recouped what I lost yesterday. What happened? I had an Intel call right here. I bought these yesterday midday for about 0.7 or 0.6 something. I don't remember. Let me see if I find it right here. 0.69, and then I sold them for 1.11. So $40 profit. I think that's 54% or 53%, something like that. I could have got a little bit more. Those Intel calls, $44 call for this week is higher. Oh, look at that drop off. It's almost like I knew that we were going to spike and pull back. Cool. Glad that sold, actually. Maybe I'm not down. The opening IV is the best time to sell into. If you can position into something that's retracing down. There's 44 calls, 86. That was awesome. I think they hit a high of 194. Holy cow, I could have got a lot more. Would have been guessing, and I probably could end up getting stuck with them, and then I'd be holding at 80. So one thing that I like to do is kind of as a strategy is like looking at to switch over from crypto to back to the stock market world. When you look at Intel, they had their bad earnings call, and then the sentiment changed and they lost their support and volume, and then it was down yesterday, but it flattened out here. And this is where it tried to go up, came back down, tried to go up, and then came back down. And somewhere in here, I think it was, in between these red candles, is where I decided to take those calls. I don't remember the exact time, because it did have a little green right after where I was up very briefly, and then it went down at the very end. Market closed kind of big red. But I felt really good in that position because I was looking for this retest back to this support, or at least above to this one from far back when, and then also that that volume weighted moving average was above. And I was like, they can't continue straight down forever. Just need a bounce is all I wanted to play. When you buy midday, it's the lowest IV. IV is implied volatility. So with that lowest IV means that there's no premium, no huge premium because of the demand on the options call. So you're able to get them cheaper, and then wait for the bounce pre-market or a little run up at open as people run in to try to get positions. And that's where I was able to grab those and sell those at that rate. AMD is one that I'm in right now. I'm thinking the market's going to have kind of a crappy day. So big red right there on their open. AMD had a huge run last week. And I don't know if Intel's bringing them down, if it's China bringing them down. There is still a huge AI demand and chip demand. And that's what caused AMD to really run wild. As you can see off this bottom, this was the last week, couple days. Where do we go from? I guess it was all last week. Monday the 12th. 2 weeks. 2 weeks of just running straight up, and so it came down. And again, with the sentiment and stuff, I try to get into some calls in this range. I actually think I got them in the earlier morning, trying to get this bounce. And I had some profit, but it was so small. I didn't get the best entry on it. I probably could have got a little bit better entry, or I could have even averaged down, and I didn't average down because I bought Rocket Lab. And Rocket Lab's having a good little run up this morning. Hopefully that can continue. Again, huge down. They are in a weird position right now. They are huge demand, satellites and space defense and all that stuff. And you can see over time, back in 2023, 2024, these guys were $6-7 stock, and then got some big news, started running up, and then this crazy chaos of holy crap, the space race is on again. Going to the moon. And so they took off. Big deal. Running. They are in rumors with NASA. They're in rumors with the Golden Dome. They are all that. So they have a lot of good going on. But because of that huge run up back then, it's starting to get kind of toppy. So you're starting to see some gaps up and down where it's big moves, as there's a lot of excitement that's wanting this thing to really take off and go crazy. But there's also some uncertainty on if this is overvalued because they're still getting these contracts. They haven't all confirmed all of them. They're still testing a lot of the rockets. They're not even all 100% confirmed. But I got in my call yesterday, and I decided that instead of averaging down on my AMD, that I wanted to take a position in Rocket Lab because they were so down, and I was in right. I think I actually got in here on this really low swing. So I was in a pretty good position. I was happy with it. I got a little bit of profit early, and then it kind of came back down, and in here I was almost even-ish. And then same thing, the last hour and a half of the market, they just collapsed, and it was too fast. I think I was on a couple other Zoom calls and stuff. I couldn't get out. No harm, no foul. I have my levels that I'm looking for it to get to from previous areas. And if we get a little rally today, they have a launch coming up. I believe it's like 1 in the morning tomorrow morning. their time. So expecting to get a little rally on them, and that's why I took that position instead of averaging down on my AMD. So we are basically, we're up a little bit from yesterday because I think I was like 1400 yesterday, 1 week. What is today? 27th. So yesterday, 25th I was, so that's Sunday. I was at 1648 and I'm at 1680. So I'm technically up now. I recovered what I missed yesterday. I did a couple QQQ calls and zero datum. Made some decent money, and that's where my buying power is. I'm tempted to take this money and go buy some TXC instead. So we're coming up our 15-minute candle. This is the orb strategy that I like to do. So I like seeing that Rocket Lab's running. I like playing with QQQ. It's the one that I follow. I kind of bounce back and forth between SPY and QQQ on which one I play better, I guess you could say, for lack of better words. I'm going to go to the 15-minute candle. And this is quite the setup. So this candle, here's your body. You have both wicks on both sides, bigger than the body, or equal to at least. This one's slightly bigger, this one maybe equal to or slightly to. This shows a ton of uncertainty to me, and is going to mean that we're either going to have some serious volatility today, and this thing's going to ping pong like crazy in this range, or here I'm going to delete all the old candles, or all the old drawings, and focus on this one. Or we're going to be dead smack in the middle, and absolutely nothing is going to happen, and it's just going to stay right here. So this is a tough one, but we have on our indicator, we have a bullish momentum indicator picking up on the 15-minute. So this is kind of making me want to lean slightly bullish. And I think our level to get to all-time high is like 6. If we go back here, we'll go ahead and throw a line right there, but we're going to make this one be purple. That's our all-time high there. And then I'm going to do one more for a good measure just to see, because this is the slightly above. And this is for me to just to kind of have an idea of what is a realistic range that this could run up to in this time span. And we're going to switch to the 5-minute candle. And this shows exactly what I was talking about, that we are dead in the middle of what that opening range is. That's what ORB stands for, opening range. The B is breakout. So we're looking for a move, we're looking for a move to break out above or below. There's also ways that you could trade this if you're thinking that we're going to be range bound, and if there's too many failures on one side, say there's too many failures up here, there's likely going to be a test down here, and there's pretty big range in this, to where if there was a 2 or 3 failure attempt to get above this, I would probably play a little scalp play to the bottom to have it test that lower range. And I'm looking at this right now, and I'm already seeing that there's probably not going to be a play here for a while. I'm not liking it, so that's why I'm thinking I want to go and, like my little meme I made this morning, I might want to play, Rocket Lab, hit the red trigger, see where we're at. Go to this on the day. AMD's recovering. So I'm either in a position where I buy one of these, either my Rocket Lab call, I could buy one more, buy my AMD call, and I could actually get rid of this too. I was trying to get one of these at open, so they're gone. So I do have more buying power than that. I have 700. What if we did this? We're going to go ahead and load up a bot. Or buy some we'll do a bot. So the way that I do it, I like having my money on Robinhood because I can go into options trading or I can go into crypto. The easiest one to transfer is USDC. I come over here. I have my USD to buy. I have 709.5. So we're going to go ahead and do 709.05. Ah, whoa, we got a little clicky back. Hold on, a little clicky. I think I hit the enter. 05. Oh, I don't want to buy all of it. Hold on, that's not what I meant to do. 209 is what I meant to do. Holy cow. All right, 209.05 is what I'm going to do. Review order. Submit buy. I want to give myself the $500 buying power still to make a play today for the market. But we can see that I have... Does it show a USDC? Oh, sell. Does it show? I have 210.17 available. I had $1 hanging in there. So we're going to go down here where it says this drop down bar gives me the send or receive, and I'm going to send it. So I'm going to come over here. I want to go to my wallet and I want to receive crypto. I would love to receive USDT so that I didn't have to convert it. But like I said, USDC is easier and more common to use for transferring. You can leave it on the Ethereum network. Sometimes in the morning they're a little bit busy, and maybe I'm a little bit biased. I just like Solana a little bit better. Either one is totally fine. If you're using Coinbase, you can send it through Base. But again, Ethereum or Solana, not a big difference. The only thing is you have to make sure wherever you are sending it matches. Do not pick the wrong one. That's why Ethereum is most common to use and use it. Again, I'm using Solana out of preference, but really there's no difference. Copied. Go to here. I'm gonna send it. This is where we're sending it to. And I want to send my 209. You can't send the entire amount because it does cost. There's the $1 USDC, so you have to leave one behind to make sure you cover the fee, or whatever it is. You just have to make sure you cover the fee. So you can't send the entire amount, but go ahead and send. I get to pick who I want to use. These are all the ones that they're able to, so they can use Base also. So it's not just Coinbase, there you go. Just make sure it's available on your network. I'm picking Solana, and I could switch if I want to. I know I'm not a scammer, and we're gonna go check myself. Network fee, very, very tiny. Look at that, 0.049 is all it costs. So I could have sent more, I guess. I could have sent the full 210. Anyway, we're gonna hit submit. It's gonna say help us verify by clicking. I already wants to use your account. Okay, I didn't realize. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna have to do this on my phone, of course, for the video, because all of a sudden we don't we don't remember me, freaking Robinhood. You would do it on my video. Let's see. Send. We're gonna go out of this because it ticked me off. And we're gonna go like this. I'm sending it to this. Accept and continue. Using Solana. I'm gonna send to, heck, since we're redoing it again, I'll send my 210. Same small fee. Take a selfie because I forgot who I am. Daggum thing. Gotta love the verification step sometimes to be able to do this. Gotta love that they're making sure that it's not a scammer. The timing is impeccable. Sent me a text message. To my other phone. That's weird. 280. Are we done? Looks like we're done. Sent. Rocket Lab is making me some money. I didn't get that buy. That's okay. That account's moving up though. So now we're gonna wait for this to come in. And let's see. Let's go back and see if there's a trade. There we go. No longer have 17. That's okay. My buying power. Rocket Lab 254. Oh, and AMD's coming back. So I could have bought either one of those and made some money. Still could buy them and get my average down. I think I'm actually pretty close on these guys. I'm like at 275 is my average. So that one's close. Love my nightly deposits. Boom. Boom. Let's go look. Rocket Lab came back down. Is QQQ? Oh, QQQ broke out. So I should have played that. This candle closing here was my entry, and we broke above 632. I'm gonna see if it holds this because I just don't like this level. It's kind of crazy how much geopolitical craziness is going on and tariffs and everybody's afraid of everything and silver's running like crazy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and buy one. It says to buy one. Let's play one. QQQ. We're gonna go into trade options. We're gonna be very short with this. We're gonna do a 0-day. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I normally don't like going this far out, but we're gonna go 0.5. I'm gonna try to hit these quick, and we're gonna buy 5 of them. If I don't get a good deal, I'm not gonna do it. Your entry on your trade is more important. It's probably the most important part, getting a good entry, not chasing a flash and a run. There goes AMD. So now I have that buy, and I'm gonna try to sell these just on a quick run up. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna just set it for. Let's see. Let's do. Oops, I'm already down. I might have a little bit to average down. My transaction went through though. I just want to see 50 times 1.25. I'm just gonna look for 25%, 62.5. 62.5. I want to see what do I got to get to. Oh, that's a big move up. If it can get to $1 would be wild. I'm just looking for that. We're gonna see if we could get that. That's a 50% move. It'd be a pretty big move. I don't think that's gonna be too big. 62 is doable. 630.90. So if we zoom out here, I'm just gonna go to a 1 hour candle real quick and see. It's our support. We're gonna probably come back. 630. That's such a big move. 633.27. 631.40. So I see this congestion zone and then this wick right here at 63.40 or 63.140. So let's look at that price, 631.4. That's a 0.15% move, and I could get these to 80 bucks. And that's a pretty good profit. We're dead even. Not huge on this entry because it's just so toppy it seems, but let's try it. 0.88. We're gonna sell the close. We're gonna try to capture a big move. We have 5 of them. Review order. We're in profit. See if we can catch a big hit here. And back to even. So not huge on that. While we're watching that play, let's come over here and play with the bot. So now that I have my USDC, I have 210. The trade tab has the trading bot, spot trading, and convert. Because TXC is paired with USDC, I need to make sure that I move it over. So I have USDC right here, and I want to convert it to USDT, and I hit max for the 210 convert, and I'm going to lose $1 and a penny, less than a penny. And then you hit convert, and voila, give it a little bit. Give it the second. We're going to call this video here in a quick second. I just want to see. Oh, we have Fed talking today. I really don't like this position now. Maybe you run it before the Fed. That's what we're going to probably see. So if we test this 630 and confirm, I will probably average down on that. Confirm. Now we go into trade. Trading bot. It's auto trading 24/7. These are just grid orders, making sure that orders stay busy and I don't have to sit here and constantly make them. So I can copy what AI says, what the ChatGPT says, and use their parameters. If you go in there and look at them, they're very high parameters. 200 grids is what it wants to use. So I just take that and put it in the back of my head and say, cool, that's great. I don't think so. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do 0.6 for my lower range because I don't think we're ever going to go below there again. At least I hope not. We have some good support in here now. Just in case, I'll do 0.555 just because it's a cool number. And then we're going to do, how do I want to do this one? I got to make sure I have the details. So when you're doing 2 bots, I like doing 2 bots. Just make sure you do something different than this one. And so because I have 50 on this one, what I'm going to do is I want to be different, but I want to be more. Let's go ahead and try a 75 grid on the next one. So let me see, 75 grids. It's kind of busy, so let's go 0, or no, let's go 1.0. Because we're in that 555 repeater. So let's just do that. This means I'm going to get about 0.4% profit per trade, and I need to do at least 213. Or I'm sorry, 113 is my minimum to do this setup. If you're trying to copy this exact setup that I'm doing, $113, basically $114 is your minimum. Instead of typing that, I can just go click on this little sliding wheel all the way over, 100% going in and send it. This gives you a little breakdown of what it's doing. 81% is going to be in TXC, so it's going to buy first, and then I have a little bit to average down if it pulls back more, and send it. You can see that it's working. If we come back into this tab, oh, it's not there yet because it hasn't established. We're gonna go let that guy buy up in there. Should check on my trade. It's probably losing. Yeah, I just didn't like that. Oh no, I'm up. It just hasn't updated. I'm up 10%. Up 25 bucks. AMD is running. I like that. So let's go, because that also makes QQQ go up. So that's double awesome. And there we go. We're running. I'm only really looking for like a 20-cent move. It's not too far from happening. And the cool thing is that it could be AMD who pushes it to that level. AMD broke above this support. We need 256 now as a good number. 256.03. If it gets to 256.03, let's see if that puts me in any kind of decent profit. 256. We're gonna do 05 because we're on that level. It puts me at 380, and that's very small profit. It's less than 10%, so I need a little bit more juice out of that. We need a whole 1% move to get to 392. I don't think I have a sell set on this guy. A little pullback. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and set this one for 4. I didn't make a video yesterday because there wasn't enough action. I actually made it. It was super long, and there wasn't enough action. I did make those little QQQ plays, and I was gonna try to edit to get just those plays taken out because they were pretty quick and easy, and I liked them. And then I got into these positions later, and it was nice to see making some profit. But of course, it didn't pan out that well. I'm actually in profit on these guys now. My average is 275. Sitting today's return up 101% if I would have bought them at the end of the day yesterday. But I'm up 3%. I think we're looking for currently, I want to say it's 86 is what I'm looking for. It's going the wrong way, but 85 might be a good number. And that would be about a 10% play. Let's see if we could get 86, and that's 343. So we'll trade, sell the close. I have 2 of them right here. I'm gonna try to sell them for 3.45. Sure. Since it suggested. Oh, did not do it. 2 at 345. Close. I have my 2. Review order. Submit. Might spike up there. We'll have it running. So here's what we got. I have 250 buying power, 249 buying power. These are set to sell. I instantly dropped on it. I knew it. So I'm going trading view. I was hesitant to do that, and there's a drop. So I'm probably going to get out of that trade. I might wait and let it see if it bounces. There's going to probably be a Fed run up so that they could liquidate and get out on retail. I'm not going to stay in this long. I'm definitely not going to swing it, but I might. If it bounces and wants to go up again, I might average down. My bot did not take. That's weird. What happened to my bot? What happened to my bot? How come he didn't go? Stopped by the system. That's annoying. Let's try it again. 0.555. I forgot that you have to do that. 1.055555. 75 grids, and you guys cost me $4. That's a little bit frustrating. I probably got the TXC though, at least. It's fine. As it was buying, it was probably, sometimes it gets a little goofy when you have multiple bots. I've seen it before where they arbitrage each other too much. I don't know what caused that really to do that and kick me out. I've had as many as 10 bots going as I was testing them and seeing which ones work best. Or maybe the order book wasn't big enough for it to fill. Oh, I have to get this lower. There we go. Now I know for sure it's buying. I can see it moving. This one's at least working. Might have just been a little glitch in the system. So I had 210 or 20, whatever it was, 208 afterwards. I lost $2. What happened is I probably bought the TXC, so I didn't lose that money. I probably bought that TXC. So in my TXC holding, yeah, I added a couple more because I think this was like 294 or 290 something, 293. So yeah, added. Oh, we did swing back. That was a good time to add more to that position and average. Back up 10% in the play. AMD took off. There we go. There's a winner. That's what we were looking for. AMD running. I might even try to. I'm okay with 4. That's a 15. I think that's going to be about 15% move. 335 and 25 and 15. Be about 15%. Today's return is 26%. If I would have bought it at the end of the day, unfortunately I did not, so I'm down 2%. We're going to try to take that profit. We're going to get that recovery. We are up. There's QQQ getting up there. 63 cents. So now I'm up 12%, 26%, 24%. This would all be a decent exit. I'm holding on just for a little longer. I'm wishing I'd put all $500 in there, of course. So we're letting it simmer, settle. Do we want to go? Yeah, AMD is going to push to this 256, maybe even all the way up to this 259 would be really cool. I'm looking for just that 256. QQQ, we're looking for the 631.40, so we need another 40-cent push over that. Obviously the dollar increment kicked it back. And let's get over to my bot. And now I have to final step on this process that I personally do. This is not something that you have to do. But this brand new bot over here, guys, hasn't done anything really yet because it just started. Overview. I like to check my placed orders. We can see that since I've already bought a majority, most of my orders are sell orders. And it's got some average down. So it's going to hold this 67, 66, 65 line really well. Hasn't done anything yet, but I initially bought 232. Parameters. This is the part that I like to go into as soon as I get that bot set up. And it really looks at what time it is, I guess is what's the most important time. But reinvest profits automatically. This is going to accumulate coins because I want every time that it makes profit, instead of to just hold on to that money and stay with my $200 investment and just keep going back and forth and pulling out that money and giving me USDT. That's great. You could do that. My personal goal is to accumulate as many coins as possible. So this one in 1 day and 15 hours has reinvested $19 into TXC at 65 cents. That's like 30 tokens, 30 plus tokens, 30 plus coins. And at the mining distribution of 0.48, that's 65. That's 3 months or 2.5 months of mining distributions almost, right there, that I've made in a day by accumulating and building. So this one as well, I want it to make sure that as it's making profits, build up those profits, buy more coins each time, helping get my growth. And that's exactly what I made my image today. Dual streams. I'm a miner and a bot trader. So there we go. I don't know. Oh, I didn't see the comment. Oh, that's what loved last night. There we go. Putting some momentum. QQQ dropped down again. Didn't want to fill my 631 order. Just need, what do I need? 50 cents on that would be great. Back down to even. So do I do it? Do I do it? These guys came back a little bit. These guys are up. I'm probably going to take a peek at this. I might sell. But there's your day trading profits turned into crypto bots. building that TXC stash, and as soon as that thing takes off, I'm gonna be set. As you can see, I've been doing this for about a month. I'm plus 3,789. So that gets me. I started with 400 ish. I started with about $400 in this account, 450, and yeah, all those profits minus 1,000. So I put 2,900 or so dollars into TXC from day trading off of $400. Not a bad gig. 7x my money and got 7 times as many coins. And because the price has been down on TXC for a while, I was able to get a lot and take a lot of my mining accumulation off the table. So if you want to follow along in this series, that's what I'm doing. I will try to go live or do something more specific, maybe Zoom calls in the mornings offering this to follow the trade specifically. I wanted to go YouTube live, but I don't have the right system yet. So I gotta get the right system set up to make sure we could do that. If you want to follow along and watch me go through the market, look at the news that's driving, and then these morning strategies, or breakout, staying on the moving averages, any of those kind of deals are things that I like to look for, and make those plays. I got a little greedy here. This was definitely a mistake. I think I was going for that 0.88, that huge. What would that have been? 50, 60. That'd have been like a 72% gain or something, or whatever. And I should have taken my 25% like a good trader. So I might reassess, readjust, but just so you guys know, I appreciate you guys' support from last night and spilling over. It's a real fun community to be a part of with TXC. So I thank you guys and look forward to the next one. See you guys.